And we're back. This is going to be the second game between Ball versus BBQ. That's Kylie Finals on Altitude. And I do want to make a correction. Apparently Ballin is playing as Carlos, and Carlos is Ballin. So there we go. Number 3 grabs the ball, and is this going to be a first early goal? And it is! Oh my goodness. Okay, so BBQ scores 1, and BBQ's got the upper advantage now because they've won game 1 and they already got the first game, or rather the first goal of the second game. And here we go. I need to redeem myself because I haven't really been commentating for like a long time, especially live, and I need to get used to stuff like this. Anyway, Vanishing's got the ball. He's gonna push it to the other side if he possibly can, and he's gonna delay Ball from pushing in, but Hollywood does get the ball, and Ball's all aligned to their base, and Carlos just has to go through the minefields, and Sally, he doesn't make it through on Ball and secures it. No, number 3 secures it, and BBQ is gonna secure their bottom side of Ball and gonna keep pushing towards there, but Carlos is intelligent. He's trying to push the ball upwards, and he's gonna try to pass it to the teammates that it spawns, but Lenny somehow gets it, and he's gonna retrieve it if possible and get it to number 3, but he can't get it, of course, and Haha passes it the wrong way. So this was not really looking good for Ball unless they can possibly get somebody to sneak into their front lines and then just score, but that is not happening today. But number 3 just misses his time anchor by a little bit, and then I believe this is played on EU, and I'm not exactly too sure, but it does look like it is on NA, or maybe that I'm just getting really good pings on here. I recently switched to a really good internet, so I might be getting good pings. But anyway, as I said before, Balls' defense is doing work like always, and Balls' carries are trying to keep the ball into BBQ's side, and they're not really doing it that well. And Lenny just picks up the ball, but he just give it up, and Carlos intercepted, and he scores right before Cookie gets taken out. And there we go. Ball retaliates, and they score another game, or another goal. And here we go. Number does die to the shield, and Lenny does have the ball. He's gonna try to shoot it to the ball side, and they're gonna try to keep that push going, but it really hasn't been working out for them lately. Like, Labyrinth is one of those maps where you can't really, it's really hard to get the ball to the goal on the upper side through the bottom route, because the ball really does weigh your plane down, and unless you're like a biplane and you're really strong at like going upwards, you can't really score from the bottom side. So this is not really gonna work for BBQ, because especially because Ball has those really nice whales that are keep gonna shut you off. They're keep going to shut, like, they're just keep gonna shut you off. I can't even speak today, Jesus. But anyway, BBQ secures the goal, secures the ball, and they're gonna try to shoot it, and they're going on the downside again. Like, number 3 is Aranda, and he's gonna have a harder time to try to score from the bottom side. And if you ask me, they should probably try to move the ball to the mids, because all their whales are just sitting in the middle, and they're just shooting rockets up in their carries, and they can't really score past it. And Pata is going to try to move it to the other side, no, but instead he makes a detour, and he does go to the other side again. BBQ is really persistent. That is what I like about them, and they're going to try to score with their biplane, but no, Dick Van Dyke saves it, and he blocks it far from the goal, and Cookie scores. There we go. BBQ does make a massive push in the end. They retaliate, and they score the second goal. So all BBQ needs to do is they need to score the next 4 goals before Ball can score the 5 games, and then they get a 2-game lead over Ball, the favorites, I believe. And hopefully Pat stalls for more time while number 3 secures the ball. All he has to do is secure for a few more seconds while his defenses survive, and he's just playing safer. XX2 is hopefully not going to be an issue for number 3, but he does die in the end, and Carlos to secure the ball, and he gets stalled by one of the walls, and it doesn't really affect him that much. But number 3 grabs the ball. That was a really nice grab, but he does go down in the end by the loopies, and XX2 retrieves it again, and he dies. So there's been a lot of action in the middle and the bottom parts of each of the maps, and I don't know why both teams are taking the bottom route. It feels easier because there's more walls here, and it's not really a loopy spam. But for the Randas, it make more sense for them to choose the upper route, because you can score way more. And for the whales too, I just feel like teams just want to play safer, because it's easier for the whales and the loopies to keep defending, and that's why we've been seeing like a lot of long games in maps like these where you can't really score by Randas, because like I said before, the ball does weigh you down, and especially with time anchor shortening, every time you time anchor with the ball after like a certain period of time, ever since that one patch that was made like a few years ago, it's always going to be harder for this map. And Vanishing does make a really good attempt with his biplane. Like honestly, like Vanishing has to set up the ball for Number in order to score. Number cannot, Number 3 cannot score on his own, and they're all like about the carries all need to align together, and they need to be on the same page for BBQ to score. But Ball's Wales retrieve the ball and they're trying to pass it to Carlos, which is Ballin. This is super confusing, but I don't know, man. I haven't really been seeing Ballin play his time anchor. He used to play a lot of those when I used to play Altitude, but I guess this is his comfort pick now. And there we go, Cracker scores it off the clank, and it just makes it in. And there we go, Ball is up 2 goals, and they just need 3 more goals to take game 2 as well. And do know, people, this is a best of 7. There's gonna be plenty of games unless BBQ just wins the first 4 games straight up. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but my computer says hopefully that happens. But if the game does want to be interesting, it shouldn't happen, hopefully. And my cats are they're kicking my CPU. That is not good. Anyway, Ballin is trying to, or rather Carlos. You know what? I'm just gonna keep calling him Carlos because it's gonna be pretty weird for the people that don't know about people in Altitude, but rather who watches them. But anyway, Dick Van Dyke does score the retaliation goal because Ball did have the ball at their spawn, and geez, that is pretty punful to say. I don't know, but I don't really have better words. But Number 3 tries to make another goal retaliation, but he does waste a shot, but it is worth to take it indeed. Ballin tries to swoop around the mines, but he gets taken out by Cookie, one of the really good whales in Altitude. But they just don't have their defenses yet, because BBQ's defenses got out of position, and they were out of position, and they just lost, and their carries were just faster, and they just couldn't make it in time. And there we go. Suddenly, Ball is up even with scores, and they might as well make a comeback. We might as well see that comeback in game 2. Who knows? Cracker is gonna have a hard time defending, but no, he instead has the shield, used the force with the shield, and Number is gonna hopefully pick up the ball, but instead Carlos takes it. But Lenny does clean up the house, and he does tries to clears it into Ball's side, and we're back in Square 1 now. All the teams are trying to push the ball to the other side, but Ballin tries to make the shot, and there we go. Suddenly Ball has the upper hand, and they are a goal ahead, and they're making that sweet comeback that we've been talking about, that we have not been talking about, correction. But actually we have been talking about it, but I don't know, I'm pretty focused on the game. But anyway, Carlos does sweep the ball to the BBQ side, and Cookie tries to save it, but he is low on health. Like, all XS2 has to do is pass it to Carlos, and then there we go. Ball is suddenly in lead, and their carries are in position, but no, catches it, but he is like running low on HP, and he fails to give it to Carlos, and Carlos can't really get into position for it, and they're back to Square 1 again. But no, Pat is going to try to give it to Number 3, who just goes in front of the ball and goes through it. He's trying to get into a good position, but instead Vanishing scores, and there we go. This is looking like a really close game. The first team that gets the next 2 goals is gonna win, and who knows, this game's gonna be really tight. But Jesus. Okay, so XX2 has the ball now. All he has to do is just somehow pass it to the carries, because Ball's carries just move in like piranhas. And there we go. That was perfect. That was beautiful. They just completely wrecked that. Completely. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that was pretty awesome. How they just emptied and they just went through the goal. But I don't know, man. This game is really close. Ball just needs 1 more, and Number 3, if he scores, it's gonna be even up again. And they sadly failed to score. The pressure is kicking in. Maybe they're pretty they're on tilt. Who knows? Because you know, this is the finals, and this is a pretty close game. Man, like, this is what I'm talking about. Ball's defense lines. Like this, we saw this in game 1. We saw this in the midst of game 1 too. We saw this until the end of game 1. But we really didn't see it much on game 2. Like, once Ball gets moving, Ball just gets moving. Their defense lines are so strong. But it's just that Randas are like piranhas. They just have to swoop in and get through. And there we go. This is the final goal. Whoever scores gets game 2. So team's gonna have to play really safe here. Like, Ball's one of those teams that are really consistent, and Barbecue just makes those awe-striking plays. And if Barbecue can swoop in and take that miraculous shot, like I'm looking at number 3 or Vanishing, those are the real carries here. Cracker does provide some like utility with his Emp, and like he's like the person that passes the ball. But this might as well be the last push here for Barbecue. He gets a triple kill, but no! Ball clears it on the other side, and everybody from Barbecue is dead, and they're gonna be despawning, but no! Ball's carry gets it, no! And he defends it. Cracker with this impeccable shield passes it over to number 3, and number 3 just saves time for God's help, and he is trying to push it to the other side, and there's so much chaos going on in the map, and I'm gonna lose my voice seriously if this goes on. But holy crap, this is gonna be super intense if this goes on any longer. Barbecue's desperately trying to defend, they're desperately trying to hold on. Cracker, of course, misses the ball. All he has to do is just hold the ball for a few seconds and try to pass it to number 3 or any of the carries. But Ball's defenses say it otherwise, and Carlos tries to dodge the thermal, but instead he gets taken out of the ball and does recover the ball. And he does deflect the MP, doesn't really quite get it, and this might be game for Barbecue. This might be game for Ball. Ball might get the game going on. Both players disconnecting from both teams, and servers do have ping issues going on, and it is not looking good for Barbecue. If Carlos can somehow just stall time here, they can probably score, because all Ball needs to do is get their defense line in here. They just need their godlike defense lines, and then just Ball can just keep going and keep shooting it on there, and there we go! Ball gets game 2, and that was super freaking intense. So there we go, guys. The score is 1-1 out of the best of 7 between Ball and Barbecue, and we'll get game 3 started pretty soon. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, and here's the scores.